All right, everybody. Hey, everybody. Welcome to our Wednesday live. It's Wednesday afternoon at 3:20 p.m. and I'm jumping on to do this live. I'm going to try and do one every Wednesday till the end of the year. And so today, I want to play off what we spoke about last week about how it's the end of the year. It's Q4. We still have time to reach our goals. We got 12 weeks left in the year, right? And fourth quarter is where stuff really happens, right? This is where heroes are made. This is where our game-saving touchdown passes are made, so forth and so on. So you guys, I gave a little talk like this yesterday, and somebody's like, well, what if only one touchdown is made in the first quarter? There's always spoilers, right? But you all know what I'm trying to say, is that it's not too late. And whatever your goals are, if you have something you'd like to start up now's the time to do it, right? So how we end 2019 is how we're going to begin 2020. So I would love it if we could all kind of band together and help each other and hold each other accountable. So I have a couple of ideas for you that I wanted to throw out today. It's not going to take too long. So again, it's Q4 2019, right? Q4 2019, right? So let's say your goal was to lose weight, right? We talked about this last week. You could lose 1 pound a week and be down 12 pounds before 2020. That's pretty cool. If you lost 2 pounds a week, 24 pounds, right? You're going to be almost 25 pounds down by the end of the year. Still have a whole bunch of cheat days. You could have Halloween, you could have Thanksgiving, you could have Christmas, and you could have New Year's. So 4 cheat days or cheat meals, and you could still be down quite a bit, right? But the other thing I was thinking about is usually we have something that we're not, I'm going to say not doing well, but that's not quite the right word. So speaking of words, I've been thinking about what's one word that I want to call, I just dropped my marker. What's one word that you could use to describe or that you want to hitch your wagon to for the last quarter, right? Maybe there's something that you need to do. Maybe you want to be more consistent. Maybe you want to be more committed. Maybe you want to have a little bit more discipline. So my suggestion is to pick one word and make that your word for the last quarter. So I'm going to share with you what my word is, right? So my word, I'm going to get a different marker. My word is going to be consistent. I want to be more consistent for the end of the year, right? That's one of my, you can't see that, but that's one of my big downfalls is I'm not always consistent. I'm a great starter, but I'm not always a good finisher, right? I love to get started on new projects, but I don't always finish them real well. So my thing is I want to be more consistent, right? So here's the next part of that. You might want to, or I'm going to write the word consistent every morning. Every morning I'm going to write it down, consistent. Right? And I'm going to think about what I want to be consistent about, right? So here's the thing. Since we have 3 months left, one thing a month we could add in. So let's say you want to be more consistent about date night, right? So date night. Maybe that was one of your goals. Maybe one of your goals was to work on your relationships, right? So you want to have a date night once a week with your spouse. So you want to get more consistent on that. So that could be your first thing. So this could be October. All right, so in October, you're going to get really consistent about date night. That's cool. Maybe in November, should we use a different color and get really fancy? Maybe in November, we're going to work out. We're going to go to the gym. You don't even have to go to the gym. You're going to get really consistent at your workouts, let's say 3 days a week. 3 times a week. But you're going to be consistent. You're going to do something 3 days a week, right? And then let's say maybe for December, what do you want to do in December? You want to eat right? Why not? So maybe in December, it's going to be food, right? So you're going to get really consistent on your food. And look, your date nights are going to continue through the end of the year. It's not just in October, right? So you get really consistent in October, and then you roll it into November, and then November you stay really consistent. And now you've built this really awesome pattern and habit of keeping your date nights, or whatever it is. It could even be time with your kids, or going for walks. Like, it can be anything, but get consistent, right? And just pick one thing at a time and keep adding it in. And then that way, when you start 2020, you've got your date nights dialed in. In this example, you have your workouts dialed in, and then you have your food dialed in. You don't even have to make a New Year's resolution, right? You could just roll this right over into the next one. And maybe in January, you pick one more thing and you add that in. You get really consistent with that. You could even change your word. Maybe you're going to get committed, right? Maybe you're going to have more discipline. Who knows? You come up with it. But I think that this was a really cool way to stack it so that by the end of the year, you're in some really good habits. It's the end of the year, so I'm just going to throw everything to the wolves and, gain a bunch of weight and get lazier than ever and all that kind of stuff, right? It's fourth quarter. This is where heroes are made. This is where our touchdowns are thrown. This is where the game-winning home run is hit, right? The Astros are in the playoffs. So this is when stuff happens, right? So I want to encourage you guys to pick one word, write it down every day over the next 90 days, right, to the end of the year, and then pick one thing to start with, whatever you want it to be. You can do this in any order. You can pick anything you want. It could be drinking water. It could be reading 10 pages a day of a book. Just be consistent. That's what I do. I read 10 pages a day. Actually, today I'm going to start a new book, so I'm pretty excited. And that way I move through books at a pretty good little pace. It's pretty awesome. But the thing about it is I try to be as consistent as possible, right? So these are just some ideas. These are just some things to help you get rolling again into the fourth quarter of 2019, and so that we can all start 2020 strong, ready to go, and better than maybe we ever have in the past. And we've got some of these positive things. One more thing about this. Once we start doing this and we have some small successes, this is a great way to build self-esteem, great way to build self-trust. And then when we want to go do other things, we're ready because we know we can do it and we know that we can be consistent. All right? So I want you to all to go out there to do this. Let's pick our one word for Q4. If you want to share it in the comments, I would love to hear about it, and we can support each other. And that would be great, and we can just help each other, push each other, hold each other accountable from now till the end of the year. Okay? So that's it for my Wednesday Live. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll talk to you all later. Peace.